Alright, in this video we are going to talk about 2.3 Day 2, solving trigonometric equations with multiple angles. So sometimes we're going to have trig functions whose angles are not simply x or theta or y or whatever your variable is, but it's going to have some sort of number multiplied by that x. So to solve these equations, we're going to take the same steps as before, but instead of setting the given angle equal to our answer, we're going to have to, instead of just getting like x equals pi over 2, we're going to have to set whatever we're given, 3x, x over 2, whatever, equal to that same angle, and then solve from there. So what that's going to look like, so what this is going to look like would be something like this. 2 cosine of 3t minus 1 equals 0. So we're going to treat this the same way as we did if this was just 2 cosine of t minus 1 equals 0. So we're going to add 1, divide by 2. And we're going to end up at cosine of 3t equals 1/2. Now before, when we just had cosine of t equals 1/2, we said that that's going to be equal to t was pi over 3 plus 2n pi, and t was equal to 5 pi over 3 plus 2n pi. And the idea is going to be the same, except we don't have t, we have 3t. So we still want to think about this pi over 3 and this 5 pi over 3, except we're not going to say t equals pi over 3 plus 2n pi. We're going to say 3t equals pi over 3 plus 2n pi, and 3t equals 5 pi over 3 plus 2n pi. Now we're not quite finished because I want to know what t is equal to, so we're going to have to take each of these equations, divide by 3. So we're going to get t is equal to pi over 3 divided by 3 is pi over 9. And then 2n pi over 3 is 2n pi over 3. On this one, 5 pi over 3 over 3, so t is going to be equal to 5 pi over 9 plus 2n pi over 3. So the ideas are going to be the same, but we just want to, instead of saying t equals these numbers, we want to say 3t equals those numbers. So let's look at one more example. 3 tangent of x over 2 plus 3. So we're going to take the same strategy. We're going to subtract our 3, divide by 3. So we're going to get tangent of x over 2 is equal to negative 1. And again, instead of trying to figure out and say this happens when x equals whatever values, so if we think about our unit circle, tangent's negative 1 at 3 pi over 4. So instead of saying x equals 3 pi over 4, we're going to say x over 2 equals 3 pi over 4 plus n pi. Right, so remember, tangent and cotangent get the n pi, the other ones get the 2n pi. So now we're going to say, all right, we need to finish this problem up solving for x, so we're going to multiply each side by 2. And that's going to tell us that x is equal to, so we're going to hit that 2 with that 4 is going to give us a 3 pi over 2 plus 2n pi. So we're going to keep it the same idea, keep the same strategy going, except instead of saying x equals 3 pi over 4 plus n pi, we're going to get x over 2 because that's what we started with, and we're just going to have to solve one more step, multiply by 2, or like in the previous problem, divide by a number. So we'll call it quits on the video there, and we'll see you in the next one.